Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Fear This. But the Lord called to the man, Where are you? He answered, I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. Genesis chapter 3, verse 9 and 10. Fear is the opposite of trust. My family just got a new cockatoo named Petrie. A cockatoo is a big white bird that eats, screams, and makes bird droppings. That's my version of what a cockatoo is. The rest of my family would describe him as an intelligent, loving, curious, and fun bundle of love, who eats, screams, and makes bird droppings. My son Cole wanted the bird. During the first couple of days we had Petrie, it was all fear and no trust. My son would approach the cage and Petrie would puff up his feathers, raise the huge plumes on his head, and bounce up and down as if to say, if you dare to put your hand in this cage to touch me, you will end up with a bloody stump. There was no way that Petrie was going to let us touch him. He was too afraid. He did not know us. 3 days later, we left Petrie's cage door open to let him come out on his own initiative. Pretty soon, he crawled out of his cage, inched his way down to the floor, waddled across our family room, and poked around my son, just checking him out. Could he trust him or not? Within 20 minutes, Petrie was snuggled in my son's lap, cooing as Cole rubbed under his wings and massaged his little head. Fear was abolished, and trust cemented the relationship. Adam and Eve did not trust who God said He was. Their decisions caused them to fear instead. Any time Satan can cause us to fear God, he has won the battle. He's caused humans to distrust God and blame Him for all kinds of things, hasn't he? When there is a natural disaster, we often call it an act of God. When tragedy strikes in our lives, we wonder why God would allow such a thing. Some Christians even portray God as a being who says, "Love me and you can live forever, but if you don't, I will roast you for eternity." Humans have learned to fear God rather than to trust Him. The Bible sums up who God is in 3 words. 1 John chapter 4 verse 8 says, God is love. Any other description of God is faulty at best. Remember, the more you know someone, the easier it is to trust them. And the more trust you have for a person, the easier it is to love them. Oh, and if you want to know God, get to know Jesus. You won't find fear there. But the Lord called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." Genesis chapter 3, verse 9 and 10. May God bless you today.